Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. I have a few 1vx I wanted to show you guys, and the last clip of the video is quite a spectacle, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Without further ado, let's get right into that PvP commentary. We just blew that guy up. 2 Kingdom Come right there. Now on to our next fight here. We're going to start with using Burnout, going right through our opponents there, dotting them up, getting that fortified buff, getting those nice dots on top of them. This guy retreats into his little ice tomb here. And I'm just going to keep the pressure up since he is low HP. He managed to juke my fireball. Nice juke to him. I'm going to keep up the pressure with some autos with the Rapier. And eventually does succumb to my last auto attack. I'm going to use Burnout there to dot him up. Once again, they're confirming the kill on top of it. I'm going to look to throw the fireball at this guy. Look to heavy weave him down. And I'm going to look to be putting on the pressure with the Rapier. But he stuns me out of it. I get a massive parry into the heavy attack. Sadly, I get CC'd and take a bunch of damage for free, but luckily they messed up their combo a bit so I don't take that much damage. And I'm going to look to turn my attention to Joe here as he's relatively the weaker target. I then decide to use Burnout there to put him on a dot once again there and get some distance between me and my other opponent. I go for a Pillar of Fire there, chunking them out. And now he's relatively low HP, so we're going to look to put on the pressure. I go for the parry since I thought he was going to play relatively aggro, and just before I'm about to finish him off, he stuns me with the hammer, and I get double heavy attack right there, taking a bunch of damage for free. Now I'm going to use Burnout once again here, trying to get the dots on and finish him off. He's 1 HP, desperately running away like a little rat. We look for some auto attacks. Our first one connects, and we connect our second one there, confirming the kill. For our next fight here, it's going to be a 1v1 between me and this guy. If I stay right on, we get a massive heavy there, critting him for most of his health bar. We parry each other. I'm going to switch back to my fire there, hit him with a nice fireball right to the face there, and getting the kill. For our next fight here, we're going to come up to the rock. And now we're fighting ourselves a Musket player. We look to weave in a few auto attacks. We had a massive fire though, chunking him down. He gets bursted immediately, and then we're going to cut to the fight where the sword and shield user has joined the fray. I go for an incinerate as this guy walks up, evade right through the sweep there, and then we're going to flashate on him, bursting him down, roll through the slap ability from the hammer, feed him another fireball. As he closes the gap, I decide to switch back to my Rapier, feed in a heavy attack, switch back to my fire staff, and use Burnout there, confirming the kill. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, it would mean a lot to me. Hit that like button and subscribe. So without further ado, let's get right back into that PvP commentary. For this next fight here, we're going to start by knocking on the door, but this man was rude enough to interrupt me, so I parry him right to the face there, connecting with the incinerate. And we decide to use Burnout right there, avoiding his melee Void Blade, since that thing will absolutely shred us if we sit there. And now I'm just going to look to weave in a few auto attacks as he tries to kite away here. And then he decides to turn on juke mode here, dodging a bunch of my auto attacks. I connect with one into the fireball there, into that auto attack there to confirm the kill. He didn't like that too much, so he comes out swinging. I hit a parry into another incinerate there, critting on the back, doing 6k damage there, basically immediately bursting him down. And now he's scared, he's running around. He hits me out of my Burnout right there. Nice job to him. As he comes forward, I look for the parry since I thought he was going to play relatively aggressive on me. And now another opponent has joined the fray. We look to weave in a fireball. He decides to hide against the corner there, playing aggressive. I go for the parry, but sadly it was too late. And now he's deciding to flamethrower for some unknown reason. We burn out right on top of them, feed them with a fireball, and once again confirm the kill. Now we go back to knocking on their door once again, and they're so rude they won't let me in. I hit a 2-man burnout right there, doing a bunch of damage into a 3-man AoE fireball, and then getting the burnout right through them right there. I decide to weave in a few auto attacks. I managed to pick one off there in the distance. I finish him off with that last auto attack, getting the kill. I decide to chase down the weakened opponent here. He decides to roll right past me. I hit him once again with a big fireball. He's desperately trying to get away to his teammates by cutting right back into the fort. And now I'm going to try and finish on with some nice auto evades, but he just jukes my auto attacks right there, and he rolls outside. I'm going to roll dodge the screen there, look to weave in a few more auto attacks, but he decides to run right back inside. Now I'm just going to look to weave in a few auto attacks from range. There's relatively a lot of people inside. I don't want to get bursted. I see the most people leaving now, so I decide to walk right back inside the fort. I decide to pressure the tower here to get a few people to come after me, which they do. I get a nice parry there, flashate right out, and see if I can get any of them to follow me. I have one spear user who's gracious enough to follow me, and now he has 2 other teammates following right after him. I use Burnout going right through him right there, dotting him up, and he succumbs to our dots. And now the shield user is just dancing around. I decide to use the incinerate, Poking him down, I go into the parry. They're getting a 2-man parry, flasheing right to that guy, getting the reset, flasheing on top of this guy once again, keeping up the pressure. Now with just one opponent remaining, we try to feed in the autos, keeping up the pressure. I use the fireball there to put up the damage. I try and trade burnouts there to finish him off, but sadly, mine does not connect. And now I look to weave in a few auto attacks as he goes for the flamethrower. He's 1 HP, he's rolling around. I'm just trying to connect one more auto. I see a healer come out. I get scared since those guys are almost impossible to kill. And now once again, I'm in a 1v3 scenario. I go for the incinerate. It connects to all 3 people. I roll out just in the nick of time there, avoiding death. I decide to evade flashe away, creating some distance between me and my opponents. As I look to close the gap, I feed in a few auto attacks, getting 1 confirmed kill right there. And now I immediately change my attention to the healer since he's playing relatively aggressive. I go for the incinerate. He's just walking straight at me. I'm going to take this opportunity just to keep feeding in those auto attacks, connecting the fireball into the straight auto backstab there, confirming the kill. Now his other 2 teammates are being relentless, putting on the pressure still. I go for another incinerate. It connects into a massive crit. I go for the burnout there. The guy's 1 HP, but as you can see, the guy just whipped out that life stat there and healed all the way right back up to full. Now more and more people keep pouring outside of the fort. I'm getting CC between a bunch of people here, so I'm forced to run away, kite, and pot up my health potions here since I don't want to get one shot. I want to stay at relatively full HP. As I look to close the gap and finish me off, I go for the parry there. It absorbs a lot of the incoming damage. I use the wall to LOS, chug my regeneration potion there to get my health right back up to full HP. Only 2 of them decide to chase me out into the wild here. I go for some auto attacks into the parry, into another incinerate. It connects to both opponents here. The guy sitting there in shock and fear there just succumbs to my auto attacks. With my rapier right there, I go for another parry. It connects, and I go for a heavy backstab, which was the incorrect move. I should have went for the incinerate. After watching his friend get murdered, he decides to run away in terror. I connect an auto attack and another one right there. Just before he gets behind the wall, he lays down and concedes his life.